Hello. This is Elijah Mazel, and this is going to be my, final video for um the film final. So, I I'm going to be talking about a movie called A Taste of Honey. It falls under like the British New Wave type thing, but like that type of. So just picking a New Wave one, and I thought it was looked interesting, and it was on HBO Max, so I didn't have to go out and rent it already. I already had the servers for it. Anyways, um, a basic plot summary, I guess, of it would be like a young girl like Joe. Um, she like in the beginning of the movie, she's like I guess like she's not really good at sports. In the beginning you think she's an outcast because she's not really having friends, but then she comes home and she gets kicked out by her mom. No, her and her mom get kicked out of their old apartment, and then they go find a new house, and they go into the new apartment, and then when she's going there, she meets this young black guy who comes out and helps her with her bags because he's like, let me help you with that, and she's like, okay. But yeah, then what is it? Then she's been like going to school. What is it? She goes to school and whatnot, and like she's just not having a fun time. Her mom, it's a bit weird. Her mom is like dating whole lot younger guys. She meets this dude named Peter. And they like start seeing each other, and it's a bit weird because he the Peter is just like really drugged. He's like, oh, let's get married. He's just like, oh, don't be daft. Cause it's a British movie, so they're using a bunch of like British words. I think it's kind of fun. It's like, don't be daft, don't be dense. But yeah. Anyways, but anyways, after a while of Joe, what is it? Joe's like starts spending more and more time with what is it? Actually, no. So Peter is gonna take his mom, Joe and her mom out to Joe and her mom out to well, no. He wanted to take her mom to a fair, I guess, kind of like farther away, and um and Joe's like, I'm going with you, cause I don't want you to be by yourself. So then she goes with them, and she's like not really having a good time. She's like, I go like bitching and moaning like, oh no, I don't like this. I hate you. And Peter's like, send that girl home right now. I don't even want to spend another second with her. And the mom's like, she sends her home. Like she doesn't care. She doesn't like. That's my daughter. You can't talk to her like that. She sends her home, and Joe runs home crying. And Joe's walking around aimlessly, and we can see Jimmy, the boy who helped her out with like a black sailor, right? Because he's on the ship, right? And he sees her crying. He's like, oh, come on in, I'll band you up. It looks like you've fallen. And he's like, and it's just like, he's like going around like bandaging her up, and then he kisses her, and they spend the whole night together. When they kiss, they have like a whole starry night thing going on there. But yeah, she so they like spending the whole night, and he's saying, but like, I have to go, cause I'm gonna be leaving soon, because he's a sailor, so he has to like dip, and they had sex on the last night that he was there, right? Which is it? I don't think it's known, but like, maybe we can find out about it later. But you, but yeah, then and they go through the whole scene. She watches him go off. She's talking to her mom, and she like doesn't like, and her mom moves in with Peter, but she invites her to join, but like she's like, no, I don't want to live with you. And Joe goes off, and she starts working in a shoe store. She finds her own apartment. She starts living there. She meets this one guy named Jeff, Geof. he starts he starts living. No. He goes to the store. He goes to the shoe store, buys some shoes. He's like, these are wicked comfortable. Yeah. She sees him at like, these are. He sees him. She sees him at the at a festival that's going on nearby, and she invites him over to like hang out. Cause like why not? Cause they like and they yeah like this is like all after they've hung out though, right? And he after that he after she goes inside, she's like, I like, haven't you got a home to go to? He's like, of course. And he's like, and then she sees him like just standing outside her door kicking the rocks around because he's like kind of bored, I guess. And he and he goes and she invites him inside, and then she's like just questioning him and shit, and he's like, are you gay? He's like, well, I don't like to tell women because I don't like women, and I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, Jeff starts living there, and they're just having a happy old time living there. And then she finds out she's pregnant, and she's like, and Jeff's like, well, Jeff's trying to console her. She's like, he's gonna be black, because it was the black sailor, which I don't know how in the time, because this was made in '61, so I don't know how that would be, because this movie's got some tropes that they don't really have. Like, I guess not really. Like, I don't know if they had any movies like this, but like a pregnant teen, a black child like with a black sailor, and a gay man, which is interesting. But the yeah, but Peter, no. But Jeff is just standing with him, and he invites his mom back, basically her mom back to like see where they live, because she was like having the baby and she wanted to like have her to talk to somebody, and basically like Jeff, like while she invites him over, she really wants Jeff to stay, but I guess his mom convinces Jeff to leave, because it ends with him like leaving, which is strange, you know. But that's just like a basic plot of the summary, I guess. My overall opinion, it's like it's like, I'm thinking for the time it's a decent breakthrough movie, I guess, for like stuff that they don't really talk about, like with like, because I don't know if they portrayed it a lot in movies, like with like people having mixed children, but I was like, but in the movie they're talking about it as like the baby's black. Like the mom, like shit, like the mom's reacting. The baby's black. Is like, oh, I need a drink to that, and I'm like, okay, I guess. But yeah, and then like also like the whole homosexuality thing, cause he's gay. Like he's obviously gay, right? And he's like, I've never been with a woman. Like she's been living with him so long. It's like, I've never been with a woman before. You know, I like you. He's like I don't think he actually likes her, cause she sees him as like a older sister, right? But he's like, I'll be your husband while you're looking for your husband, you know, to someone to just be there. But yeah, it's just like talking about like social themes, like class, sexuality, and like relationships, and so with like sensitivity and like realism and stuff. It's like an honest portrayal of characters, so they're not like too fake. Like I think this could be a real situation in real life. Like it's like kind of it's showing off like a realistic situation, I'd say, that could happen, maybe in the '60s. It's a pretty raw portrayal of everything. So like, I'd say it made like a pretty, at least I assume that it made a pretty significant like influence in the British New Wave. The British New Wave is like, so like, or like free cinema. Came out in like the '50s, like the late '50s, and like the early '60s as like a reaction to traditional like studio controlled British film. So like any stuff that'd be heavily censored or monitored, or what that like stuff like that. They like it. The movement was basically like to show like an exploration of social issues, like, and like challenging like societal norms, and like experimenting with new cinematic techniques, I guess, like new filming techniques, I guess, that they typically weren't used. I guess one trait of the British New Wave would be like social realism, like then the British New Wave filmmakers often like focused on depicting lives of ordinary people, particularly like those of like a working class environment, like how they did with Joe, because like Joe is basically a Joe Schmo kind of like with her mom, like, and they're like a little bit under the like they're definitely poor, but like there's like Joe Schmoes. But yeah, but they were like highlighting on like people, regular people like struggling with like what is it? The struggles of a marginalized group. So like, how they did with the gay gang or the black man, like how like marginalized groups they were telling stories about that, and then like moral ambiguity and ambiguity. Moral ambiguity. New wave films often like show like challenging of conventional morality, and like and explores complex characters who are like defying, I guess, social norms. Like they challenge like the of like clear cut like villains and heroes, like making it like how it's not how nothing's all like black and white. There's a gray in the middle of all that, you know. And then like experimentation of like with like form, because new wave filmmakers like made like innovative like cinematic things, like they use handheld cameras, natural lighting, and like unconventional editing styles, I guess, to like sought to like kind of break away from like the normal, I guess, filming narrative structure, I guess, or like a different way of like storytelling. For the way they used it in like A Taste of Honey would be like the realism and naturalism, like the gritty and like realistic like a portrayal of like the like regular people. So with the locations they show like they have like multiple rivers. They're at like a pond, they're like at the beach, not the beach, but near shore, like they're on the shoreline or coast basically, like, and they're like showing the background, and a lot of it they show a lot of nature in this film. Like I think at one point they're at like a coal mill or something. I don't know, like some big pound mountain or something. I don't know. But they use a lot of like natural backgrounds. There's nothing like super like stellar. Like, oh my gosh, this is so like sci-fi-ish, you know. Um, it avoids like simple moral judgments, I guess, because like it's like it like kind of shows them with like I want to say like empathy and understanding, even if they're making like pretty like shitty like decisions that's theirs to make. You know, they're regular people. They're gonna make mistakes. The exploration of like another one would be exploration of sexuality. They're showing like sexuality and gender identity, which normally was taboo at the time, like because it's the '60s. No one's talking about being gay. Like with the whole Jeff and experimentation with like form, the non-linear like storytelling, dream sequences, and like kind of poetic like image adds depth to like the complexity to its narrative. But yeah, I think. Oh wait, yeah. For of course, examples. All right. Okay. Well, first off, yeah, I don't know if I listed them, but yeah, the realism and naturalism. That's one. So like the scene where where Joe and Jeff are standing at the river with a bunch of other children, and they're like showing off the naturistic like point, like or like kind of like different style of filming that normally was like not like showing, because it was showing like a dirty ass river with like a bunch of kids playing in it, and they're like, oh, look at this dirty river with a bunch of dirty kids. That's what Joe says. Another one would be, well, like Jeff as a general was like, you're homosexual, aren't you? Have you ever been to bed with a man? He's like, I don't really like women that much. What else? What else? I think another one would be I I guess yeah, like the whole like not being like linear timeline, because like it's not going like time for time, like it's not going like a whole like, because and it I assume it takes space over like a normal, I guess like a normal year, but they definitely skip to some parts because like when the mom moves, it's been like a couple of months like that, like because they show like I guess I assume it's a lot of time passing, but it could just been a couple of days, but there's like whole like um whole like type of thing there. And then like the moral ambiguity, because there, yeah, that's the fourth one. I think I'm on the fourth one, but um, like Joe is going basically like, having like she's like kind of coming bonkers throughout this movie because she's like, I really love him. Like I wish I'll stay for you like Jimmy, because like she really loved him like at the beginning, and and then towards the end of the movie she realized like yeah it's like that was just a dream, bro. Like I really yeah I was like she was talking to Jeff. He's like yeah, I feel like that like being in love with him, that was just a dream, and then what is it? And then Joe's like, what is it? No, and then Jeff says, well, that baby's not a dream, you know, like that's a real thing that happened. I don't know if I did four or not, so I'm gonna list one more. And then one of the characters, Jimmy, a black sailor who has a baby with a normal working class white woman, which nowadays that doesn't sound like bad at all. Like it's normal nowadays. Like a lot of people have interracial, but at the time, 1960s, ooh, bad time to have an interracial child. I'm not saying they shouldn't have had one, but I'm saying it'd be interesting to see how it'd be in the 60s, especially when like, at least not in Britain. I don't know how it was in Britain, but at least in America, it was bad. You know, but yeah, that's basically my whole final. I also I watched, yeah, I mentioned in the beginning, I watched this from Max, and then I went back into your notes about the British New Wave, so I went back and I looked at that specific one. So I don't know if you have Max or not, but I can try and see if I can list it into the specific file.